I was just sitting here having a thought process about my relationship with black women. And it's gone through various phases. I would say, let's talk about the worst. My divorce from a black woman was absolutely horrible. And it wasn't because she's a black woman, it's because she at the time just wasn't a good person. Then I had a situation where I got another black woman pregnant, and she ended up taking the child to another state, and I haven't seen neither one of them in 14 years. That's the absolute worst that I've had with black women. I would say that my positive interactions with black women have been 97% positive outside those two events. And one of the reasons that I've had such a varied dating background, I've dated white women, I've dated Asian women, I've dated Indian women, is I've been open to dating women from various backgrounds. And growing up, it was just easier for me to get with a white woman who came from a two-parent background, because even though in a strange way I had a two-parent background, it just felt easier and comfortable and just didn't have any conflict. Now, I have found myself deeply in love with another black woman. And this relationship is very safe. There's no screaming, there's no yelling, there's no emotional blackmail, there's none of that stuff. And it's really different for me because, like I said, I'm in a safe space. One of the things I did when we got in the relationship, and I'll talk about how a relationship proceeded, is I made a decision early on to be radically honest. If I ever had a problem with her, I would tell her. I wouldn't play that, well, if you cared about me, you would know how I feel. I don't think people are mind readers. So we've been together 90 days and 94 days. I met her November 24th, shortly before Thanksgiving. And we had a great first date. Then the second day, I decided to commit myself to this woman, and then met on a Monday. Saturday, she was my girlfriend. So it was really fast. My friends was like, do not overinvest, do not overcommit, take your time. And the thing that I found to be interesting about her, she's Haitian. She's lived in France. She's from Haiti. She has a lot of different peculiar ways about herself that I find deeply attractive. And I have never fallen in love with someone so quick. This is the first time this has ever happened to me. I dated my ex-wife like 3 years before we got married. I was thinking about marrying this woman the second week that I knew her. But I knew that would be kind of crazy. So I never brought it up. I kept it to myself. And today I found out she was thinking the same thing. We had a conversation, and she was like, I was thinking about moving in with you. And I did not know that. So even though it wasn't unspoken, we were on the same pathway. The relationship is very reciprocal. What I put in, I get out. What she puts in, she gets out. And for me, this is the first time that I've had a relationship that I brag about. I was out somewhere, and I was in the hotel, and I was having a conversation with the bartender and everything. I said, you want to hear a good story? So I proceeded to tell him my dating story, how I ended up with her. And at the time, this was very new. I mean, it was like less than 30 days. And he was like, I'm glad to hear it. It's nice to hear a good story. It's nice to hear a good story. So the thing is, I've never at whole denigrated or downgraded black women. I never did that. Never said anything. Never put that in there. It was just my dating habits were very, very wide. Now my dating habits have become extremely narrow. And I don't know how this happened, but I don't even look at white women. Not the way that I used to. I just don't. I don't know if it's kind of like, I don't even know how to put this in words. It's kind of like when I got my Porsche and I started seeing Porsches. Well, I lived in a wealthy neighborhood. That was one of the reasons I was seeing Porsches everywhere. But it's like, I notice beautiful black women everywhere now. They're all over the place. And it's really, really different for me because, like I said, I have no interest in white women at the moment. I should say probably going forward, I have no interest. It's just, there's been a flip. There's been a flip in my dating habits, a big flip. One of the things that I see is, I guess you can call it my attraction matrix has fundamentally flipped. White women I used to find attractive, I don't find them unattractive, but I don't find them attractive. I'm not really looking for them. I'm not checking for them. But part of that is because I'm in a relationship. So that's just not something that's on my radar. And another thing that I've noticed is I have a deeper appreciation for black couples. When I'm out, and I'm seeing this quite a bit, I will see black couples together who are clearly in love. Clearly. There's no mistake. There's no ambiguity about it. They're clearly in love. They're holding each other. They're sitting on each other. And I'm starting to see this all over the place. And I think this is part of me flipping my attraction matrix because it is completely flipped. And what I think has happened is, well, I feel that my girlfriend is extraordinarily beautiful. I feel she's very ladylike. She's very feminine. And she has some habits, like I said, that I find adorable. And I think this has translated to the wider spectrum for me. Because I am questioning me in terms of the flipping of the attraction matrix, because normally I would find attractive women all over the place. Once again, white women, Asian women, Indian women. And I will say my dating habits have skewed brown, going with the Indian woman. Because she would call herself a brown person. And, she was moderately dark. She wasn't a light-skinned Indian woman. You could look at her and tell she was Indian. And that was kind of one of my favorite things because, I don't know, maybe because she was brown. I don't know. And I will say my last relationship with a white woman ended badly. Badly. So, and this is the first time that I've ever had a situation like that. And what I think is, it's a combination of things. That relationship ended really badly, and it made me examine my value system. It made me examine what I look for, because this woman I was with for 3 years, I never ever thought about marrying her. I never wanted to have children with her. None of that stuff ever entered my mind. Second week, my boo asked me, how many children you need? You know, she's French. And I said 2. And she's like, 2, maybe 3. So we've already talked about having kids. Like second week we knew each other. And she's not said anything about the age gap. We have an age gap. I'm 31 years older than she is. I'll be 60 this year and she'll be 29 Monday. Her birthday is Monday. And she's not said anything. It's never even come up. Unfortunately, I don't look my age. So that's helpful. That's very helpful because when we're out in public, we usually hold hands. You can tell that we're a couple the way that we conduct ourselves in public. And it's not weird because I don't look, most people think I'm in my 40s. So that's helpful. That's very, very helpful. But she's not brought it up once. She's not said anything about it. It's not been an issue. And for that, I'm grateful because I find it fascinating to be able to find someone that you love and they love you back. That's a rare situation. I could tell if dating, all the dating I've done, this doesn't happen often. Even when you have a huge dating background, it doesn't happen that often to meet someone that you love and the love is reciprocal in every fashion. It's kind of like, it's even. It's very, very even. And this is one of the reasons I feel safe. There's something else too. In the past, I never shared financial information with anyone I was dating. Never brought it up. Actually, I worked very hard to keep financial information away from anyone I was dating. I would not talk about money. I wouldn't show them anything. I was just like, you stay away from that. Now I find myself telling her everything. But this is part of the radical honesty, because this is my thought process. If you have someone you want to marry, I feel you need to act like a husband or a wife before you get married, because the marriage is kind of like an official seal, but the relationship should be solid before you get married. And that's where I think we are, because like I said, today I learned so much. I learned a lot that I didn't know. That when she told me she was thinking about, moving in with me, that was different. I did not see that. Now, when I got this place, I gave her a key and I told her she can come over anytime she wanted to. So once again, like I said, we were very, very reciprocal. And it's changed my attraction matrix in a very deep way. I was on YouTube and there was this black video host, and she was stunning. She was stunning. And I kept going, I know why she's stunning. She looks a lot like my baby. I was sitting there like, oh, that's what it is. Because I was sitting there like, she's smoking hot. And that's why. Because she looks just like, same build, same facial features. I was sitting there like, oh, okay, I understand why I like this. I like this a lot because I already have that. And one of the things that I'm understanding about myself is, for the most part, like I said, the majority of my relationships with black women have been extremely positive. There's been no drama outside those 2 incidents that I mentioned at the beginning. It's just been very cool, very chill, very easy to get along with. And the future, my girlfriend will be moving in with me, I think, in the very near future. And I'm excited about that. Like, here's some other stuff. You probably don't want to know this. I'm getting a dog. I want a dog, and I'm probably going to get a cat. Cat and a dog. I don't know why I want a dog or a cat all of a sudden, but that's just one of the things I do. So that's going to happen. And then I'll be living that family life. It's kind of crazy because when I got this place, I told her, it's like, you need any room, space, whatever, I can make it available. Because once again, you need to act like a husband before you become an official husband. Let's call it the husband to be. And then once you get married, you become the official husband. I don't think there should be a huge difference in behavior. There shouldn't be a difference in behavior at all, in my opinion. I think people who have this notion that when we're dating, we're just dating, and then when we get married, we're going to start acting. I think that's crazy. I had a friend who had that mindset, and when she got married, it was blowing her mind, the situation that she found herself in, because she did not know how to live with a man. And it was like every time I turn on Facebook, she was complaining about this, she was complaining about that. So one of the things I learned about myself is I have routinely lived with women, which kept my ability to be able to coexist with a person intact. So I have no issue living with a person. I have no issue sharing. And she said something the other day. She says, "You're extremely clean." I'm a neat nerd. I'm very neat. I don't really get dirty. I don't have a lot of trash. I'm not a minimalist, but I don't have a lot of stuff that I don't need. So what I find out, what I'm looking at is going forward, I will be getting married. I will be having children. And the children thing, it gets to be interesting because a lot of my friends, their children are grown. And I'll be starting all over again. And I'm excited about that. I don't know why. I was out and there was this couple and had a little baby, and I was just sitting there looking, and the baby was staring at me. And I was like, and I think the word on the street is when the baby stares at you, they're like staring at your future. I don't know. But I'm really excited about this because the way that I've set my business up, I can actually be present. I will be the boring dad. I'll be the one that kids be making dad jokes about because I'll always be around. And I'm really excited about that. Like, I can't really explain how excited I am about that. So, yeah, that's what's going on. So, I don't even know what I'm going to title this video because I was going like, "Dear Black Women," but I don't think that's appropriate because on a wholesale level, I just don't have problems with Black women. I just don't. I don't know. We're going to see what kind of name we can come up for this video. But I'm in a very different place in my life. And I'm in a happy place. I got a lot of stuff that's going on. I'm working on building some stuff, creating some stuff, and enjoying life. And I can't underestimate the power of having a loving, considerate partner. It adds an extra element to your life that makes your life better, much, much better. So we will see what kind of name I will come up with this. But outside the two experiences I mentioned at the beginning, my overall relationship with Black women has been very positive. It's been very warm. It's been very loving. When I was a kid, there was this lady called Bebe. That's what everyone used to call her. I don't remember what her real name is. And she was about 5'7", big ass boobs, very pretty face. And now I am looking at my girlfriend, and she's very much in the spitting image of Bebe. And another reason I remember, she was extremely nice to me. She was very, very nice to me as a kid. And I used to really appreciate that. So I just threw that in there. All right, so we got a lot of stuff that's going on. How to date the woman you will want to marry. Books below, plus there's some other stuff that will be coming up. So stay tuned, and I'll talk to you guys later.